In this video, I'm going to talk about how do you know if you have the right SEO, marketing, digital marketing agency for your company. And specifically in the world of home service contracting, or really anything, but you can kind of apply what I'm about to tell you across the whole board. And so I have some notes here that I'm going to go down because I had a meeting today that just totally surprised me. Not shocked me, but surprised me that, wow, this is still going on in 2021 and people continue to get taken advantage of and missing out on thousands upon thousands of dollars because nothing is really getting done. So let me give you an example of that. So we went over their monthly report that they got from this said agency. And it's a really well-known agency and they're really big. They have a couple or a few locations in the DFW area, California, and some other places. And I don't want to say their name because I don't know the defamation laws, and I'm not going to talk about them. So I'm going to be very general of said agency. But this agency has not changed. Just put it that way. I've known about this agency for quite a time, and I'm not going to badmouth. I'm just going to talk about the proof or the information that I found out today in hopes that when you're dealing with an agency, you got to ask these hard questions and you got to be able to really know what your marketing dollars are doing for you, right? Because half the time you don't. Half the time you're trying to worry about plumbing, HVAC, electrician, or whatever service you're trying to provide, and you can't really spend time and energy to dive through your reports or your monthly reports. You go with the rep of the agency, right? You just kind of trust them that they're doing their job and they're trying to get you leads and impressions and all that good stuff, right? And so it's hard to slow down enough to really look at it. And so thank God this person reached out to us and we were able to literally look at the reports, look at their dashboard, show them exactly what they're doing, what they're getting for what they're paying for, and the results were sobering. And so let me talk about the PPC and the SEO. PPC is just pay per click, it's just ads, right? People spend money on Google Ads, and whether it's $2,000 or $50,000 a month, right? And so a lot of companies, they try to push PPC because SEO is very, very hard. And if you're not really good at it, then you're going to be missed, right? You're not going to be showing up on Google. And so the way they shine, when I say shine in quotes, is they wrap up their marketing strategy on PPC results, right? And they try to go towards that. But with this company, what they're doing is to make their PPC look good, they wrapped in some organic results. And then when I found out, okay, well, what are they doing at a SEO front to help you rank? And so they're spending, I think it was like $1,000 a month, and they weren't blogging for them. I said, well, who's doing these blogs? I see they're sporadic. There's some months you have none, some months you have 3, some months you have 2. What's going on with that? Oh, we blog. Oh, wait, so the SEO company's not blocking for you. Oh, no, but you're paying for SEO. Yeah. Okay, who's doing your social post? Oh, we are. Okay, wait. So you're paying for an SEO service and they're not blogging and they're not doing SEO. I mean, they're not doing social media campaigns and such as far as like posting. No, they're not doing that. We're doing it. So you're telling me you're paying for a service and the results that you're getting organically is because of what you guys are doing, not what they're doing. Yes. Wow. That I was shocked when I heard that, right? And shocked in that they've gone for a whole year and they haven't realized because they're just trying to get stuff done. They're thinking it's working because organic calls are there, and then the way they did the report, they wrapped up PPC and SEO together, so everything looks great. Yeah, awesome. You guys are doing a good job. Let me adjust this mic here. You guys are doing a good job with the marketing. Awesome. And so when we really dig deep, it was like, I'll just put it, it was a, I'll say numbers, but I'll say different numbers so that I keep it very vague. So let's just say, it was, oh yeah, we're getting $60 a lead right now. I'm like, man, that's really good. PPC, like, yeah, that's what it says here. My leads is $60. Wow. That's a really good lead for a plumber. Like, this was a plumber. Wow. Man, and I was like, okay, well, this guy's doing great. Don't use us. I mean, we're getting around that same results, but that's pretty good. I mean, awesome. So, well, let me show you. And so, because we kind of like, all right, is that really true? Did you really get that? And then she showed us, and proof was in the pudding. We looked at the report. we looked to their ads, and we totaled the number of ads of how much money they spent and how many leads they got. Guess how much money it cost them per lead when they did Google AdWords? $340 per lead. You know that emoji? That's what I wanted to do when I heard that. I'm like, that was sobering. Like, are you kidding me? That's an expensive lead. I understand maybe spending that in the beginning months of PPC, because as things are trying to, Google's trying to trust your ad, and I mean, we don't even hit that, but just give them benefit of the doubt. Okay, it's a new ad, you're spending a lot of money, you're getting to know it, but this has been going on for a year, and this is a company that takes pride in their PPC and their ability to do really good on their PPC. And so when I saw that, I'm like, oh my gosh. So your $60 that you are looking at is actually wrapping the SEO and PPC together to make it look like you're getting a really good lead. In actuality, it's coming all from your organic. So your PPC sucks and your organic is what's kicking butt. And then now I find out that you're the only one doing anything organically. They say, oh, we updated some title tags on your website and put some links in the body tag. And then when I go look at their site, all tags are missing, which means images are not named properly. So Google has no idea what these images are. The title page is not right. Headers are not right. There's all kinds of problems with the website. Looks beautiful, by the way, beautiful website, but it's just missing out on all the basic SEO things that you do just from the website. And so for me, what you're telling me is what I told the client. The SEO results that you're getting is because of what you're doing to your site, not because of this company. And so in actuality, it's a lot worse than $340 a lead, because you're doing all the work and they're not. And so, wow, I was just caught off guard just by that conversation, because I was not expecting those results. I was expecting something like maybe, 250 a lead, which I've seen that. And, sometimes it gets to that, certain companies at certain times of the season. In the slow season, I get, a lot of people are competing for that keyword, so it can get that high, but I mean, not right now. Wow. So I was very, very caught off guard with that. So that was the number, but we were able to see it through the report and actually someone knowing what to look for. Instead, the report was showing stuff like, oh, you received 40% more increase on page visits. And, so combining the SEO and PPC to make the PPC look good and hide the numbers of PPC, right? And you're limited on what you can see, right? It just says this is what you got, right? But you're limited. But obviously you can see it and do the calculation, but they didn't present it that way. They present it as $60 a lead. And so, but you had to do your own calculations to find out, okay, well, what is PPC doing? So we exposed that. Then we exposed that the report that they were getting per month was just, oh, you got 40% increase on the website visits. Well, that doesn't really mean anything either, because is it local visits? Is it national visits? So meaning if I'm a company in California and someone in New York visit my site, are you counting that as more visits? And that wasn't specified. It just showed 40%, in Google Analytics shows 40% increase on your visits, which that doesn't really do anything for you, really, right? What you want to know is, how many visits do I have locally? How much more increase do we have local traffic? Not nationwide. I'm a local company providing a local service. And so when we looked at the report, there was all kinds of just reports of just fluff. It just made things look great. And when we really dug deep with a company that knew what to look for and know how to expose things, that's when she was like disappointed. She said, man, I would have chose a different word, but I said, how does this make you feel? She said, disappointed, right? And so I was very not caught off guard, but just very shocked to see that, and it's been going on for a year. So let me see here. So again, the reports are very pretty. They look great. I mean, all these bells and whistles and charts and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm just making sure I'm checking my notes, they weren't focusing on what really matter. So you had this black box, and they were kind of picking and choosing what they want to show you from that black box so that this company looks good. And you didn't know that you were doing good or bad because the way they presented that report. And so how we do it differently is that this company did not show them how they rank on Google. They didn't show that. They just showed, here's how many increase of percentage of page views. What you really want to see This is how you need to. So now let me give you that story, and this is how you can check your existing company to see if you're getting good results. So what you need to do is say, all right, I want to see, where do I rank, right? Give me a report that shows me how I rank today in the current SEO world. And so what we use is called Pro Rank Tracker. You can use it yourself, Pro Rank Tracker. That's what we use, and I love it because it actually shows you IP address. So it does a search of, let's say you're in LA, California, and you do a search in LA versus San Diego, it's going to be different results, right? And so it's going to go based off your city and whatever term you, if it's a plumber, HVAC, or electrician, or whatever service, it's based off of that. And so I love that third-party application, and it gives me accurate results. And so what we do is we show, here's where you rank. Here's where you ranked when you started with us, and here's how you rank today. And 9 times out of 10, that number shows a huge trajectory of moving to page 1 or already on page 1. That's what you need to be looking at. Don't look at percentage of people going to your site. That's relevant if they give it to you in the sense that this is local search. And there's ways with Google Analytics to find that. You go to geo, I think the geo section of it, you go to your state, you click on the state, and it actually tells you the city and which city. So you can actually find that information. But this company did not provide that information. They just say, here, you got to increase. So you could find that too, how much traffic you're getting from your local city. So that's point number 1. Find that, right? How much traffic am I getting, that if you want to know about traffic. But more important than that is results, SEO results. Because if you're on page 1 for SEO, that means you're getting more traffic. That means you're getting more exposure, right? But if you're not on page 1 and they're just using PPC to make you look good, then that's a short-term goal. You should have, I have clients 40, 50%, sometimes 60% of their call volume comes from SEO, right? Not PPC, right? In fact, they pause PPC because they're so busy because their SEO is working. And so you have to be careful with those reports they're showing. So ask, I want to know the results I'm getting per my city, and there was an increase when I hired you versus now, right? But even then, I wouldn't put all your weight on that, because those numbers, you can even skew that. Well, maybe you had 500 local searches, but then this time you had 300 local searches, but your call volume went up. So you could have got way better quality calls, right? Or way better quality visits from that, right? And so I wouldn't put all your eggs in a basket with that, but it's kind of telling somewhat. Where you want to put your eggs in the basket is your SEO report. What am I ranking today, and how did I rank before I started with you? That says everything, right? Then you can say, okay, oh man, we increased, man. We were on page 10, now we're on page 1. Sweet, right? That's awesome. That's something tangible that you can see. That's not fluff. That's real accurate information. There's other companies out there that you can use for keyword report, but I'm telling you, the best one I said was that company that I use, right? There's SEMrush, there's all these other, SEO Moz, there's all these other ones, but I don't know if they do IP address centric, right? And mine also does is the mobile device. So it not only tells you IP address, but also says, hey, if you're a mobile user and you search in the city, this is what you see, versus a desktop user and they search in the city. So it's great. It tells me everything, right? And so when you're going through your report with your rep from your ad agency that's using you, test them. Find out if you're really if you're getting a good job. If a good job is being done. And if you're that story that I just shared, man, stop, because this client's spending, I want to say, close to $4,000 a month, and they're getting pretty much zero. They said their average ticket was like 450, and their average call lead, not book call, lead was 340. Woo. Yeah. Yes. And it's actually more because, again, they're the only one doing the SEO, not the said agency, right? And so don't be that person, right? Have the time to sit down and look at your report. If you want us to look at your report, we'll say, hey, I was ready to say, man, this company's doing a good job. You can keep them. We can't help you because they're doing a good job. I was ready to say that, but I kept asking questions, finding out, and then bam, we found it. And so if you want us to take a look at the reports from your company, let us look at it. And if they're doing a good job, awesome, I get it. But what I don't like is when companies take advantage of plumbers or HVAC or just business owners. It just sucks to see people taking advantage of you. You spend all this money and you have all this trust in your agency to do a good job, and then they show you all these reports to say, yeah, you're doing great, and then you're really not. right? It looks like a certain way, but it's not. And so I guarantee you, if you ask those two questions that I just showed you, you'll find out really quick if they're telling the truth. And separate your SEO with your PPC. That's a have to. We do it. We have a tracking number for SEO and a tracking number for PPC. We don't count those leads together. As far as like strategizing and marketing budget, okay, total leads per year, okay, yeah, but I'm talking about if you want to know what campaign's doing well, then separate those two. If you don't separate them, then you're not going to know, right? So you got to separate them, right? You got to know where the leads are coming from. Then you'll get that ROI, that cost per acquisition, that cost per lead, right? And so I don't even want to know what the cost per book call from that lead was. So I think I went over my list. Just want to do this quick video to just inform you, because I'm seeing this time and time again for multiple agencies. This is not just this one agency. This is multiple agencies. As we get them, my business is word of mouth. I don't have a sales team. I don't have any of that. People just keep sending me business, a lot of business from that agency. And I look at it and I'm able to expose it, because we are an open book. We're fully transparent. We're going to tell you exactly what to look at to know if you're getting a good result. Because for us, if we can empower you with that knowledge, if we can educate you with that knowledge, then you're going to make a better decision as a business owner to put more money, to take money away, because ultimately we want to see you grow. If you're a 2-truck operation, we want to see you have 5 truck, 10 truck, 25. If that's your goal, we have companies that have 30 trucks, right? And we've helped them from, a little bit to a lot, right? And so we've been there and we've helped companies, and we're going to be very, very transparent. And so I love that aspect of it, because when you're empowered, then you feel confident and trust that we're doing our job. And you don't have to know all the nuances of everything, but it's just the basic stuff of just what I just showed you. That's just simple stuff that you can do right now, right? That it can help you find out if your money is being spent wisely with a company that you're using. So if you have any questions, go to www.redpalm.us and fill out contact form. We'll love, or give us a call. We'll love to talk to you, look at your report, and help you understand if your agency is doing a good job for you, and to make sure there's no fluff in those emails or monthly meetings of just, oh, you're doing great, and not looking at everything. It's kind of like what they do is kind of look at a very macro level, and our reports are like really, micro level, really, really, really. Okay, this is where you are. So look forward to talking to you. Hope this video helped you out. Share it if you thought it was informative.